here are some of the tools you're gonna need. I got just a regular wire cutter. You need a 10 millimeter, 13 millimeter, and a 10 millimeter socket, some vice grips, and that's pretty much all you're gonna need. Alright, so the issue is finding a Optima yellow top battery that fits the 2014 Silverado with that fuse box on top. So I tried the 31 series. It fit, but it was just a little bit too tall for the fuse box to fit in there correctly. Without any brackets. It was able to fit once I got the adapter going, but I needed to buy a whole new adapter kit for it so that it can hold the battery in place, and I didn't really want to do that. So now I'm using the 3478 yellow top DT battery. So what I'm doing with this is putting a new power cable from the box to the battery. So of course, for the battery, the original battery, what you got to do is once you remove this bracket here, I loosen that up, and then there's another L bracket that attaches here and it goes down. I removed that, moved this out of the way, remove the top fuse block, push that out of the way. The original battery, you got to turn it on its side and then lift one side up, and it'll come out easily that way without having to do anything else. Also, don't forget there is a bracket on this side that holds the battery in place so it doesn't move around. You got to also remove that. So now for the install. This is the original power cable for the positive ground that came on the fuse box. It's not going to work because then this fuse box is pushed out way out here into the engine bay, and it gets in the way of this bracket being able to come back to its original position where it was. So what I did is I got a 12-inch long power cable, basically the new bracket, which is going to go here, still not installed. And then with the wire cutters, I cut away at, let's see if I can show you this location. All right, so this is the other side of the fuse box that lays on top of the original battery in the 2014 Silverado. So what I did with the wire cutters, I came in here, cut this, slowly cut it so that it would go up kind of clean. I cut it at the corner here, and I cut it here, and with the vice grips I slowly wiggled it out, and it actually came out pretty clean there. Just to remove this part that comes down, it kind of sits over the original battery terminal. I needed that out of the way so that I can use a 12-inch long terminal on the new Optima battery. So here's just to show you the perspective. The red one is the one that came stock on the truck. The black one is a 12-inch long power cable that I purchased at either at AutoZone or O'Reilly's or whatever your preferred place to go to. Oh yeah, one thing I forgot to mention, you also need a 14 millimeter for the power cable here to tighten this, to take it off, take off the original and put the new 12-inch one back on and off. Alright, so here we go. Now the 12-inch cable is installed. I'm going to run it through here, and now that I removed the little box that was in here, you have easier access to the terminal down at the bottom. So I'm going to install it here Make sure the cable's out of the way and it's flush so it's not really rubbing, and this is over the terminal where it's supposed to be, so it's out of the way. And then I can put the cover back on. Alright, so now the terminal and the cable are connected. I just got to tighten it up, and this is how it's going to sit above it. So you still got the plastic down here, so you don't have to worry about it rubbing against any kind of metal or anything. And the cable is going to be inside here, so you don't have to worry about it getting rubbed on and breaking through because of this bracket here. Alrighty, so now that that terminal is tied down, I came over here and I put this little, let's see if I get it to focus, that right there at the bottom, so it holds the battery in place. Tighten that back down. Alright, so now that those two things are tied down, put the cover back on the fuse box block, and now it's time to connect the positive battery terminal. Before that, let me see if I can just get all this back here. Okay, so now there we go. It fits. Everything's in place. You have the yellow top. Now I just got to get the other L bracket that connects right here and put that back in. So I'm going to do that now. Alright, so this is L bracket. Connects to the battery base there. Not the battery base, but the board that the battery goes on. And then it attaches to this crossbar right here. Then this attaches back to here. So I'm going to put that together, and then I'm going to do the negative terminal last, once all that is installed back on. Alright, so here we go. So reinstall this little clip, don't forget that. That's what holds the cables in place so these don't move around. Attaches there to the bottom, then attaches to this crossbar here. Put that bolt back on, tighten that up, tighten that bolt back on that I had loosened up, and now it fits with plenty of room. Like I have my fingers in here. So battery box, the fuse box is back on top of the battery, and got the new cable plugged into the battery on the positive terminal. Now to finish up by reconnecting the negative terminal on the battery. Alright, and now it's done. So 12-inch cable, took off the tiny little 2-3-inch cable that was on there, put the 10-inch cable, took these plastic brackets that I had in there, the little case, just basically cut it off. Comes off pretty clean. Put in the 12-inch cable, connected that to the positive, came over here. Here's a negative terminal. You got plenty of room here, even if it sits flush here. You don't have to worry about anything getting rubbed or messed up. So there it is. Install the Optima yellow top 3478 DT battery on a 2014 Silverado.